Okay, let's look at session one. We start with the icebreaker puzzle. What is the icebreaker puzzle for the day? Each letter in the picture is the sum of the two numbers directly below it. Can you find the values of A, B, and C? And this is a teacher evaluated question, so you will not be able to type in the answer and submit and see whether you're right, but you're always welcome to submit and then see the explanation. But let's see how to do this question, right? So how do we do this? It says each letter is the sum of the two numbers directly below it. So A should be the sum of 3 and 8. A should be 3 plus 8. What is 3 plus 8? 3 plus 8 should be 11, right? So A should be 11. How about B? B should be the sum of 8 and 4, right? What is 8 plus 4? 8 plus 4 should be 12, right? So B should be 12. So A is 11, B is 12, and C should be the sum of these two, 11 and 12. C should be the sum of 11 and 12. What is 11 plus 12? It is 23, right? So the value of A has to be 11, B has to be 12, and C has to be 23. Okay, so that's how we do this icebreaker puzzle. Let's move on to the first question of rapid fire section. In the number 83, the value of the digit 8 is what? So, what we mean by value? So, when you talk about a number 83, right? What are the place values? Place value of 3, this is ones, this is tens, right? So place value of 3 is 3 ones, place value of 8 is 8 tens. What is a value? Value means 8 tens. What is the value of 8 tens? It is 80, right? So the value of 8 is 80. The value of 3 is just 3. It's 3 ones or just 3. Okay. So in this case, the value of the digit 8 is 80. On to the next question. Moses has finished reading 57 pages in his book. What is a page number of the page he will be reading next? So, what's a number that's immediately after 57? What is a number that comes immediately after 57? It has to be 58, right? So, the page that he will be reading next would be 58. Okay, so that's how we do that question. Let's move on to the next one. Richa is 27 years old. 2 years back, she was how many years old? So right now she is 27, right? So what does that mean? Right now she is 27 years old. Last year, 1 year back, she was 26 years old. And 2 years back, she must have been 25 years old, right? So you can just do 27 minus 2, that will also give you 25, right? So 2 years back, she was 25 years old. Next question. Krish had 10 cookies. His mom gave him another pack of cookies that had 5 cookies. How many cookies does he have now? So he had 10 before. Now his mom has given another 5 cookies, which means he's got more than 10, right? So 10 and another 5. How much does he have now together? 10 plus 5 will give you 15 cookies, right? So in total, he will have 15 cookies. On to the next question. If I arrange the numbers 65, 56, 35, and 49 in increasing order, which number will come in the first place? So we need to arrange it in increasing order. Increasing order means what's the smallest number here? Smallest number is 35. The next smallest number is 49. Next smallest number is 56. And last would be 65. Which will be there in the first place? It will be 35. The first number that you will write will be 35. Okay, so that's how we do the questions in the rapid fire section. Let's see what we are going to be learning today. We're going to be learning these skills. We will learn about numbers using place value blocks up to 999. Then we will do some activities on place value itself. Then we'll identify numbers, and finally we'll do domino representation. Let's go into the first activity. Do you all know how numbers grow? So how do numbers grow? So let's say that we have a number called 9, right? So if let's before that, let's say that we have a number 1. What does that mean? I have only one block, right? What if I have the number 2? 2 means I have two blocks, right? So that's the number 2. It's like having two candies, right? What about the number 9? So how does the number 9 grow? So I will basically have 9 blocks like this. So that represents a number 9, right? But do you know something special about the next number? What's the number immediately after that? It's called 10, right? How does the number 10 happen? So the minute we have 10 of these blocks, right? We had 10 blocks. The minute we have 10 of these blocks, it gets converted into one tens, right? So we had 10 blocks. If you put them all together, it will get converted into tens block. So that's why the number 10 has got one tens block and zero ones blocks, right? So 1 and 0, right? Let's do more. Let's say we want to do 11. How does 11 work? Let's just increase the speed now. We have 10 and then 1, right? So that's called 11. So 10 means I've got one tens and one ones. Now let's go a little further. What if I have 21? 21, how does it work? So I'll have 10 and then number keeps growing again up to 10, one more 10, and then now it's 1, right? So the ones block keeps growing. The minute you have 10 of the ones blocks, it gets converted into one tens, right? So 21 has got two tens blocks and one ones block, right? Let's go a step further. What about the number 99? How does that work? Let's make it very fast now. So 10 of the ones blocks now. So it keeps growing. Now it's 30. Now it's 40s. Now it's 50s. Now it's 60s. 90 and then 99, right? So 99 has got 9 tens and 9 ones, right? Let's say that we add one more block to this. What will happen? Now there are 9 ones blocks. If I add one more ones block, what will happen? I'll have 10 ones block again, which will get converted into one more tens block. But the key thing here is once I have one more tens blocks, I'll have 10 tens block also, right? That will get converted into 100s block. Let's see how that works. Let's put the number 100 and see how that number grows. So it keeps going, 30s, then 40s, then 50s, 60s, 9900, right? So what happened? I had 9 tens block, then I had 10 more ones block, it got converted into one tens block. So I had 10 tens blocks. When I have 10 tens blocks, that gets converted into 100s block, right? This is just like placing all those rods, 10 of them together. It looks like this. Now how does the number 100 come? So 100 has 100s. There is nothing in the tens place, there is nothing in the ones place. So in 100, the first number is 100. Next is there is no tens or there is no ones. Okay. What about, let's say, the number 125? How does this look? So this will have 100s blocks, two tens blocks, and five ones blocks. Let's see how that grows. Right? So 100s blocks. And once I'm done with 100s blocks, the next block that will come here would be 101, 102. It will keep going up to 110. And the minute I have 10 of those things, that will become 110s block. So the process by which the number grows remains the same, right? So this is how numbers grow. Let's do the next activity where we will represent numbers, right? So let's see what number comes up. 207. So whenever we have a number like this, the first digit, let's say 207, this is the digit in the ones place, right? We just saw, right? The rightmost thing is the ones place, tens place, and hundreds place. So how many hundreds do we have? We've got two hundreds. There are no tens and seven ones. So what we need to do is we just need to click on two hundreds blocks, two hundreds. There are no tens and seven ones blocks. Right, let's click on check. Yes, that's how we represent the number 207. Next number 116. Again, 100s, 110s, and 6 ones. 100s, 110s, and 6 ones. Sorry, let's put 7 so I can remove 116. Right, let's click on check. So that's how we represent numbers. Why don't you go ahead and practice representing a lot more numbers? Let's move on to the next skill that we will be doing. It's called place value up to 999. Here we'll be identifying the place value and something called face value. What do we mean by face value? So place value is simple. Place value is, this is ones, tens, hundreds. So if I want to look at place value, I'll say that this is 9 tens or 90, right? But face value means whatever you are seeing. If you see this is the underlying digit, what is this digit? 9. So that's called the face value. Wherever it is, if I underline this, the face value of this digit is 7. How does this look? What number do you see? Right, face value of this digit is 8, like that. Right, so here face value of the underlying digit is 9. Right, face value of the underlying digit here is 4. Whatever you're seeing directly without any regards to place. Okay, now it's place value, place value of the underlying digit. What place is this? This is ones, tens, hundreds. 4 is in the hundreds place, so it means it's 400s. Right, now face value, again face value, we don't need to worry about the place. We just go and see what number is there. That's 4. Right, so that's called face value. Okay, so you can go ahead and practice identifying place value and face value of numbers. Let's see what the next activity is. Let us identify the number. So here we'll have a number. We need to identify what this number is. Right, so to identify a number, all you have to do is see how many ones are there. There are two ones blocks, so ones is 2. Is there any tens block here? This is empty, there is nothing here, so the number in the tens place is 0. How many hundreds are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 hundreds. Is it 10? So this is 10. Right, so we just write it as 10 hundreds. Right, so this is actually called 1000. Right, so 10 hundreds is nothing but 1000, so this gets rounded. So you can actually take 10 of these hundreds and you can combine it into one block and move it over to the next place, which is called the thousands place. Right, so this is 1002. How about the next question? How many hundreds are there? There are 5 hundreds, so let's write that down here. So this is 5 hundreds. How many tens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there is one ones block. So the number here is 581. Okay, so that's how we identify numbers. We can go ahead and practice more questions. What is this number? There is nothing in the hundreds place. There is only 3 tens and 0 ones. Right, so nothing in the hundreds place. You can write it like this. Right, or whenever you have a number 0 in the beginning, you can just ignore it. You can just say that this is 30. Right, 30 and 030 are exactly the same. Okay, so go ahead and get a lot more practice identifying numbers. Let's see what the next one is. Next one is called domino representation. So very similar to place value blocks or the one that we just did. Here the numbers are represented using these circles. We call these as dominoes. Okay, what number is being represented here? How many hundreds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. There are 3 tens and there are no ones. So what number is that? That is 630. So very, very similar to what we just did, except that here numbers are represented using these domino discs. So there are 600s again, 2 tens, and 6 ones. So the number represented is 626. You can get more practice by answering more questions in that activity. The next activity is where we are representing numbers. So the same dominoes, here we'll be representing the number 466. 466 means what? There is 4 hundreds, 6 tens, and 6 ones. So 400, just click on this 4 times. 400, 6 tens, and 6 ones. Right? If you click on check, it tells that that's correct. So that's how we represent the number 639. Let's go to 639. 600, 3 tens, and 9 ones. Right? So that's how we represent these numbers. So you can get more practice by answering more questions. But I hope you all understood how place values work for numbers up to 999. Let's solve some questions based on this. Now that you all understood the concept, let's solve some questions. If you add 1 to the greatest two-digit number, what is the greatest two-digit number? The greatest two-digit number is 99, right? If I add 1 to that, what will happen? I'll get immediately the next number. What is the number that's immediately after 99? It is 100, right? 100 is also called as the smallest three-digit number. This is the greatest two-digit number. What is the smallest two-digit number? It is 10, right? Because before that it was 9. That is a single-digit number. The smallest two-digit number is 10, which is 10, and greatest two-digit number is 99. The smallest three-digit number is 100. The greatest three-digit number is 999. So it will keep going like this. The smallest four-digit number is 1000. The greatest one would be 9999. So you can keep going like this. So if you add 1 to the greatest two-digit number, which means if I add 1 to 99, what will I get? I'll get the next number, which is 100. Okay, let's move to the next question. What number is being represented here? So all we need to do is find how many hundreds are there. There are 400s. So 4 in the hundreds place, tens place, ones place, hundreds place. There are 4 of them. Then there are 3 tens. So 3 tens and 2 ones. So the number represented here is 432. Right? Next question. Sanya's house number has 9 tens, 6 ones, and 5 hundreds. What is Sanya's house number? Okay, you need to be very careful with these questions because there you may think that it is 965, but the order is very different. First, the tens are given, then the ones, and then hundreds. In our numbers, you always see hundreds, tens, and ones, right? How many hundreds are there? Hundreds are 5, so that has to be here. 5 hundreds, 9 tens. So 9 has to be under tens place, 6 has to be in the ones place. So what number is being represented here? 596. So Sanya's house number is 596. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Smita had to write a check for 46. While writing the check, she interchanged the digits in the tens and ones place. Did Smita pay more or less than what she had to pay, and by how much? Okay, so what this question says is Smita had to pay 46 rupees to somebody, right? But normally we pay through check, right, where you can just write the amount and give it to somebody and they'll take it to the bank, and they give it to the bank. When they give the check to the bank will pay the money, right? Now instead of writing 46, she interchanged the digits in the tens and ones place. What does that mean? This is the digit in tens and ones place, right? She interchanged it, means she put, by mistake she put 6 here and 4 here. That is called interchanging, right? So by mistake she wrote 64 in the check. She had to pay only 46 rupees. She wrote 64. Did she pay more or less? She actually paid more, right? 64 is more than 46. By how much? How much more? You had to do just subtract for 64 minus 46. If you do subtraction, so 4 you cannot subtract from 6. What do? We just borrow, right? From 6 we borrow 1, which means 6 will go down to 5 and 4 will become 14. From 14, when you subtract 6, it becomes 8. And then 5 minus 4 is 1. So she paid more by rupees 18. Again, this is a teacher evaluated question. So you may not be able to check the answer by clicking on submit, but the correct answer is she paid more by rupees 18. Okay. Last question of this section. Moses' house number is 1 less than the smallest three-digit number. Sarah's house number is 1 less than the largest three-digit number. What are their house numbers respectively? What is the smallest three-digit number? We just looked at it before, right? The smallest three digit number is 100. The largest three digit number is 999. Right? Moses' house number is one less than this, one less than the smallest three digit number. One less means what? It's just the previous number you need to look at. What is the number that comes just before 900? It has to be 99. So if I subtract 1 from 100, I'll get 99. And how about this one? Sarah's house number is 1 less than the largest three digit number. The largest three digit number is this. If I subtract 1 from this, what will I get? I'll get the previous number. It has to be 998. Right? So Moses' house number. So Moses is 99 and Sarah has to be 998. Right? Again, this is a teacher evaluated question, so you may not be able to get the response. If you click on submit, it may say that it's incorrect because the computer might be looking for a certain way to write this thing, but you can always see the explanation and make sure you're right. So Moses' house number is 99 and Sarah's house number is 998, so we are correct. Okay, so that's how we do the questions in the mathematical reasoning. The last section is logical reasoning. Find the matching pair. So if this becomes this, what will this become? Right? So if this picture becomes this picture, so whenever you have this colon this, and then you have two of these, so what will this become here? So what is happening here? This empty space is getting filled. So if we have to move this here, this empty space has to get filled, which means it will be a completely filled square. So do we have a completely filled square? Let's see. Yes, the last option is the completely filled square. That's how we do this question. Next question. Which ladybird shows an equal number of spots on both sides? So both sides means what? It's left side and the right side. So left side there are three dots, right side there are three dots. So this seems to be the correct one. Let's see the other ones also. Left side there are three dots, right side there are four dots. So this is not equal. Here we've got three and then this side we've got five. So this is also not equal. Here we've got four this side and three this side. So this is also not equal. So the correct option is option A. A has got 3 and 3 on both sides. Next question. If this pattern continues, what will be the next number? 12, 18, 24, 30. So what is this pattern? What is the pattern? It skip counting by 6. 12 plus 6 will give you 18. 18 plus 6 will give you 24. 24 plus 6 will give you 30. Right? So next one should be 30 plus 6. What is 30 plus 6? 30 plus 6 should be 36. Right? So that's how we do this. Let's go to the next question, which is question 4. So study the pattern and find the missing number. We need to find what this missing number is based on whatever pattern is there: 54, 32, and 22. 96, 34, 62. So what pattern can you see here? 54. So 54 can be got by adding these two numbers. 32 plus 22 will give you 54. Same way 34 plus 62. 4 plus 2 is 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. Right? So if you add these two numbers, you should get this. So same way 34, we should get it by adding 12 plus what number? Right? So that's what we need to find out. What number added to 12 will give you 34? We can do this by just subtracting 34 minus 12. It is 22. Right? So 12 plus 22 will give you 34. So the missing number here is 22. All you have to do is just subtract these two. So the correct answer is 22. Click on submit. Yes, that's correct. Okay, last question of the day would be this. Guess which jug am I? I'm a two-digit number which is more than 80 and less than 100. Let's check all the numbers. All of them are more than 80 and less than 100. Okay, then we need to look at the next clue. The digit in the tens place is thrice the digit in the ones place. What do we mean by thrice? Thrice means three times. So let's say that I have 2 here. Then the next one, the other digit should be 2 plus 2 plus 2. So if I repeat 2 three times and add that, that is called thrice. Right? So if I have 2, I'll have this to be 6. If I have 3 in the ones place, then the digit in the tens place will be thrice this, which means 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 9, right? So this will be 6. So if I have 2 in the ones place, I should have 6 in the tens place. Do we have anything like that? We don't have 2 in the ones place anywhere, so this cannot be this, right? Next one is if I have 3 in the ones place, then I'll have 9 in the tens place. So that's that number. What is the other number that's possible? If I have 1 in the ones place, then the tens place should be 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's also 3. So that's another possibility. If I had a number called 31, then that would have been correct, right? So the correct answer to this question is 93. Okay, so that's how we do the questions in level one of, session one of level B. So now that you've all understood how to do these questions, you can get more practice by doing all these homework questions. So there is rapid fire and mathematical reasoning, very similar questions to what we did, but it'll give you a lot of practice in doing these questions. So go ahead and practice, and I'll see you again in the